name is Zeynep Ganley.
My name is Shalini Agrawal.
I'm Oliver Chang.
We are Cal Habitat for Humanity.
Cal Habitat for Humanity is a housing crisis-oriented club at Berkeley, and basically we just work to mitigate the effects of the housing crisis in a multifaceted way. One of those ways is by coming out and helping build at sites like these. We also do like soup kitchens, creek restorations, park cleanups, campus cleanups, just anything to make our community a better place, but builds are my favorite.
Really inspiring that we can all come together and acknowledge that something needs to happen and then make it happen, and it gives me hope for future projects and future change. So my first time here in the Tiny House Village was actually almost 3 years ago, and it's really crazy being back here now because my first time it was kind of like a dirt field. There wasn't any of the infrastructure there is now, so it's really cool to see how much it's changed. It's really inspiring because I had never kind of thought of a concept like this. It's really unique. I've never seen a tiny village like this before, and I thought it was really inspiring that this project is by the youth for the youth, and it's kind of and here I didn't grow up in the Bay, but this is an opportunity to kind of help my fellow generation.
Finish up some painting on furniture that's going to be in the farm and garden. We also did some work on concrete foundations for the porches, and we also laid some gravel around all the buildings. And I think those were the main 3 tasks. The first day here, none of this was here. It was all dirt, and we were basically painting the planks for the fence, which was, I think, one of the first things that came up. We had that tool shed was there, and the other tool shed was there. It wasn't painted though. It feels good to be able to see this progress because it means that work is being done in a world that maybe doesn't always support it. It is really nice to know that there's always going to be people trying to push for projects like this, trying to help as many people as they can. This doubles the number of beds for unhoused youth in Richmond. That is a big deal. That's not a small thing. And even though it can feel inconsequential sometimes, every step of progress and every time this group of people chooses to come here, they're choosing to put their faith into something positive instead of letting negative things just overwhelm them.
First day here was about 1.5 years ago. This is my 4th semester with Habitat and my 4th semester coming to build. When I came here for the first time, it was a really barren plot. It was just dirt. And I was like, wow, so much can be done in this situation. And as you can see around me, there's a bunch of houses dedicated to unhoused youths in this area. When I first started this, it was putting up the supports and painting the fences. I think when I first started, I painted at least 5 to 7 of these individual fences. I did some electrical in this yurt over here, the central yurt. I was doing painting and different mechanical stuff with the doors and the houses, and it's just been constant work, constant coming back, and I love it here. I love coming back. It's an all-time great experience. So I think a couple things that I got very first time using, and it was a very exciting process. Obviously the jackhammer. I think that is one of the most interesting pieces of machinery that you can use and build sites. Using nail guns is also interesting, figuring how to properly use those and the safety aspects. I used another tool about 3 semesters ago. It was used to flatten the ground. I call it a thumper. I have no clue what it's actually called, but it's kind of like a jackhammer just for flattening the ground. All that heavy machinery. Unless you go into actual construction, there's no other opportunity to use it. So getting experience with it now, finding interest in doing that, especially with volunteering, is a very interesting and good way to get into this type of volunteering.